Today, we will be installing a 2-door access control system using magnetic locks on the doors, 2 video intercom systems, with keypad and swipe cards for entry, and push-to-exit buttons for the exits. So after working out our cable route, we need to get some holes drilled. Firstly, I've already worked out where I will be pulling the cable through for the door station on the exterior door. So, using years of experience, I will judge the angle and drill through to the cupboard where the wiring for the lock and door station will be enclosed in a junction box. Now for the internal door, this door has an extra panel that opens to give a wider doorway, so I have had to take that into account when drilling for the door station. We need to pull 2 cables here. One for the door station, or intercom, and one to come back through for the push-to-exit button. Next, we have to drill our holes for the maglocks. These are 12 volts DC. Fail-safe locks, which means in the event of losing power, as this is the main fire exit, the door locks will be released. You can also have fail-secure locks installed. If the power is interrupted on fail-secure locks, they will remain locked. Next, we measure up for the maglock on the frame and steel plate on the door that the magnet will secure itself to. Once we're happy all measurements are 100% accurate, we can drill the hole for the support bolt that goes through the door. These lugs stop the steel plate from pivoting, and they also provide a little bit of play. When we mount the armature plate, the bolt that goes right the way through the door is tightened up using the impact wrench. Now the armature plate is fixed in place, it's time to mount the maglock to the frame. Then we repeat the process for the internal door. Marking out the holes. Drilling our holes for the location pins and the bolt that goes through the door. And remember, measure twice, drill once. It is important to make sure that the 2 holes for the location pins are in the right place. If the holes are out of line, the armature plate will either not sit back to the door, or even worse, it will be wonky. Once all the holes are drilled, holding the armature plate in place, we tighten the bolt up again using the impact wrench. When installing the bracket for the maglock, where possible we use longer wood screws than the ones that come with the lock for extra security and strength. Then we mount the maglock to the bracket, tighten up the screws, and wire in for the DC power. With the maglocks mounted and wired in, and the armature plates fitted, we have to mount the push-to-exit buttons. Because the locks we're fitting are fail-safe, meaning the power being lost unlocks the doors, the circuit is a normally closed circuit, meaning power is always applied at the locks to keep it locked. In the back of the push-to-exit button, there are 2 ways you can wire them in. Normally closed, and normally open, which would be what you would use for fail-secure locks. For the last bit of the installation, I was left to finish off on my own, so it wasn't as easy to video me working. So instead, I've had to use photos of the intercom door stations. The finish on these Hikvision modular systems look incredible, they have a quality feel to them. And lastly, the indoor station is mounted, which will receive calls from both door stations, with the ability to have a 2-way conversation, as well as unlock the door for the guest. Thank you for watching. If you're looking for a professional, tidy installation of CCTV, intruder alarms, access control, or electrical, one of our advisors would be happy to help.